Arnold Barboza Jr. beats Jack Catterall via split decision, and it is the right decision as well. Yeah, it was close in my opinion, but Barboza Jr. won the fight. I had it 115-113 to Arnold Barboza Jr. He won the fight, and I'm glad he won the fight, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I'm bored of Jack Catterall now. Like, I'm bored of it. I'm bored of his style. I'm bored of it. So I'm glad Barboza Jr. won the fight. Yeah, he was the main aggressor there. He was the main aggressor. He landed the cleaner work. He was the one from the combinations. He was the one catching Catterall on the way out. And I think for people that had Jack Catterall winning the fight, I think that Barboza Jr. just landed punches that people didn't see. And then we look back at the replay and we're like, oh, wait, Barboza actually caught Catterall on the way coming out there with, like one or two decent shots. Caught him on the way in, caught him on the way out. Barboza Jr. was very good at starting and ending combinations in that fight. And that's what won in rounds, in my opinion. People saying there were swing rounds here and there, but as the fight went on, it was Barboza's Jr. fight, in my opinion. I think the jab to the body was good from Barboza. I thought the lead hook was good from Barboza. I think he started attacks off to the body nicely, then ended them upstairs well. I think that was very good from Barboza. He timed his moments nicely as well. And yes, it looked like Catterall was landing some, good left hands at times. And I feel like after Catterall landed a big left hand, they were the only highlights that the zone decided to show instead of Arnold Barboza Jr.'s work. The commentary were ridiculously biased, apart from Sonny Edwards. And just the zone production team were biased as well, because they, at the end of the rounds, they weren't really showing big Arnold Barboza Jr. moments. Most of the time, it was just Jack Catterall's moments. I mean, as I said, we did see on the odd highlight here and there Arnold Barboza Jr. ending combinations better than what people think and was landing sneaky shots. Other than that, though, they were mostly just showing Jack Catterall's work and just admiring his work. Yeah, I just feel like Catterall just ended up getting outsmarted at times because, they are both smart boxers. They both have got good boxing IQ. But even though they do, I mean, it was a real stinker fight to watch, if we're being real. Like, it wasn't great from either guy, but Barboza Jr. was the one who was really trying to make it more into a fight and, trying to do something there, landing some good body shots, going upstairs. I thought the jab of Barboza Jr. was good. I thought the level changes were good as well. He had some good, smart level change feints. And that is something that was able to catch Catterall off guard when Barboza actually did it for real with those level changes, then went upstairs. But yeah, I feel like the lead hook was a real dominating punch from Barboza Jr. all night. I think Catterall was all right with that backhand to the body, but that straight left to the body. But Barboza Jr. out-jabbed Catterall there, and especially in the early rounds as well. Barboza Jr. was out-jabbing Jack Catterall and beating him to the punch. And I think, Barboza Jr. being the taller guy than what Jack Catterall was also put that into his favor as well and made it a harder stylistic matchup for Jack Catterall. I think as well, Barboza was just very good at keeping his cool throughout and timing his moments. Catterall just was too patient and just couldn't and just didn't do enough to take rounds, in my opinion. That's the thing. I mean, yeah, he won 5 rounds, but arguably it could have been more to Barboza Jr. than more to Catterall. I kind of think so. I mean, I think, people might say, Catterall was pushing the pace more at times, but it was Barboza Jr. the one who was, coming forward, and Barboza Jr. was the one swinging and missing here. And sometimes, Barboza Jr. was over swinging, but Catterall just wasn't there to take those counter shots, though. Like, Catterall just wasn't there to counter Arnold Barboza Jr. And that is something in my opinion. He just wasn't countering enough. He wasn't able to. And yeah, he was just too patient, or he just got so low output. I mean, as well, I've just thought of this. A Jack Catterall versus Shakur Stevenson fight, I think, would probably be the worst fight in history. I don't know why. I just randomly thought of it. It's not going to happen. I just thought that would be the worst fight in history if that happens. Tio versus Barboza Jr. has got to happen next. I feel like that's a fairly big fight as well. Barboza Jr.'s stock's only getting better. And yeah, it was clear that Sean Mokov fight was, it was enough night for Barboza Jr. He's had two great performances since against Jose Ramirez and now Jack Catterall. And fair play to Barboza as well, because although I thought Barboza Jr. won the fight, I was pretty sure they were going to nick it to Jack Catterall, though. That's the thing. I thought they were going to give it to Catterall. They did have me worried, but we got the right winner in the end, and I think most people agree with that. I think, for people screaming it would have been a robbery, it was a close fight, but Barboza won a close fight. Barboza Jr. was the rightful winner in a close fight. And I reckon it could have been 116 to 112 Barboza Jr. There's an argument that can be made for it. He was the one who was throwing more. He was the one who was instigating everything. He was the one who wanted to get down to business, wanted to work. And even though Barboza Jr. at times was swinging and missing, at least he was doing something. Catterall just wasn't really doing anything. And that's just what makes him so unconvincing. And even Eddie Hearn said it at the end of the fight as well. He was like, Catterall probably just needed to do do that bit more to take some rounds off of Barboza Jr. at the end of the day. But Barboza Jr. as well knew that, Catterall's counters were good. But eventually, I think as the fight went on, Barboza Jr. kind of lost respect for Catterall in that sense, because he opened up more, because he knew Jack Catterall's counters probably weren't as sharp as he thought they would be, and Catterall he literally didn't throw one combination in that fight. It was literally, single shots from Catterall. And Catterall is good with his single shots, but he picks 7 single shots per round. Catterall's an accurate puncher with his work. He just never does enough. But when Catterall does work, he is fairly accurate, but he just doesn't do enough. There's no combos. There's no, convincing work in there. There's no real proper, that's some really clean work there from Jack Catterall. Apart from landing the odd big left hand per round, which snaps the head back a bit. But Arnold Barboza Jr. doesn't care, comes back forward swinging, eventually gets some success as well. Because at times, Barboza Jr. was unpredictable when, he kind of came in a bit messy at times, but other times Barboza Jr. was smart with his work and explosive in the right moments and catching Catterall off guard with some good, clean work. So I think it was good from Barboza, making it messy here and there, but also mixing that good, clean work as well, outsmarting Catterall, beating him to the punch, being way better in the odd exchange here and there, because Catterall just wasn't doing anything, or Catterall would land the odd shot here and there in the exchange, but Barboza Jr. would always be the one instigating those exchanges and always be the one to end those exchanges. So yeah, Barboza Jr. won that fight. Anyway, thanks for watching. Speak to you all in